Welcome back to science lecture. Let's continue with reteaching of chapter metals and non-metals. Children, I hope you remember in the last video we discussed about physical properties of metals and non-metals. Today we will continue with chemical properties of metals and non-metals. First chemical property of metals is to see the reaction of metals with oxygen. It is seen that metals react with oxygen to form their oxides, and these oxides are usually basic in nature. For example, magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Here, and magnesium oxide is basic in nature because it turns red litmus paper blue. Another example of this reaction is reaction of sodium with oxygen. There, when we write the chemical equation, the molecular formula for sodium is Na, molecular formula for oxygen is O2, and that for sodium oxide is Na2O. So sodium reacts with oxygen to form sodium oxide, and if we balance this equation, we'll get this second equation. Another example taken is zinc with oxygen. When zinc reacts with oxygen, it forms zinc oxide. Here again, a balanced equation is given. In 8th standard, even if you don't balance the equation, it's okay, children. Now, from all these we conclude that metallic oxides are basic in nature. Now, non-metals, when they react with oxygen, they form acidic oxides. For example, carbon, a non-metal, reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Molecular formula for carbon is C, oxygen O2, and that for carbon dioxide is CO2. This oxide of carbon, when it is dissolved in water, in the second equation you can see CO2, carbon dioxide, when dissolved in water, that is H2O, it forms carbonic acid. The formula for this is H2CO3. So that means oxides of non-metals are acidic. Next chemical property is reaction of metals with water. Metals react with water to form metal hydroxide plus hydrogen. For example, sodium reacts with water to form its hydroxide. That means sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen. And sodium is a very reactive metal. It reacts with oxygen and generates a lot of heat. Due to its high reactivity, sodium is stored in kerosene to prevent its contact with oxygen. Now, if we look at non-metals, like non-metals, for example, phosphorus. Non-metals do not react with water, but phosphorus, being very reactive with air, it is stored in water because they do not react with water. So therefore, to prevent phosphorus contact with air, it is stored in water. Next is reaction of metals with acids. Metals react with acids to form their salts and also produce hydrogen gas. For example, magnesium Mg reacts with hydrochloric acid HCl to form magnesium chloride, which is MgCl2, and gives hydrogen gas H2. Same way, aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid to form aluminium chloride and gives hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas burns with a pop sound, which indicates the release of hydrogen gas. Another common example is sodium reacting with hydrochloric acid to form the common salt sodium chloride and releasing hydrogen gas. Right? Now, these were some chemical properties. If we talk about nonmetals, they generally do not react with acids and bases, and metals do not react with bases. They react only with acids. Now, what all questions we have? Question number 1 is fill in the blanks. Number 1 is oxides of metals are dash in nature. Yes, oxides of metals are basic in nature. Second, dash is stored in kerosene. Which is a metal? It is a metal which is very reactive. Which is that? Sodium. Sodium is stored in kerosene. Number 3, metals react with acids and produce dash gas. Which gas is given here? It is hydrogen. Number 4, non-metals form dash oxides on reaction with oxygen. Non-metals form acidic oxides on reaction with oxygen. Question number 2, give reason. Sodium is stored in kerosene. Sodium, being very reactive metal, reacts with water to produce heat. It generates a lot of heat and catches fire. To prevent its contact and to prevent that release of heat, sodium is stored in kerosene. Question number 3, write chemical equation for the following reactions. Here first reaction given is burning magnesium ribbon. Here all these equations are given in your notes, children. Please refer those equations. You have to write proper molecular formula of reactant as well as the product. See to that you write proper molecular formulae for representing your chemical equation. This is first is for burning magnesium ribbon, where magnesium, that is Mg, plus when it is going to burn, it is going to react with oxygen. So Mg plus O2 will give magnesium oxide, which is MgO. Second is carbon dioxide react with water. Carbon dioxide molecular formula CO2 plus water, which is H2O, will give carbonic acid, which is H2CO3. And last is sodium added to hydrochloric acid. Just now we discussed that sodium is Na plus hydrochloric acid is HCl, and it will give sodium chloride NaCl plus hydrogen, which is H2. Right? So write equations very carefully and be very careful while writing the molecular formulae, because do not change the letters. If it is capital letter, you have to write capital. If it is small letter, you have to write small letter. And about the numbers and all, be very careful. Okay, children? Thank you.